under the name Sears and Roebuck, believe it or not, created a catalog to sell people. With me? Sears and Roebuck's catalog, I want to repeat it. Sears and Roebuck, here you go, brother, had a catalog to sell people. Now, they had to put a group of men together that was going around kidnapping stray morenos and mixing them in with the negra that was already in captivity. The ones that came from Africa, they were calling negra. The ones that mixed with the Africans and the Moors became known as negra morenos or morenos negra, or with the Moorish Science Temple says it's black or more. If you read, you hear that. It's saying black twice. That's any mixture. You follow that? And then you had the Moors. Now, in the petitions, and you read in that book, it says no mulattoes are allowed. Whenever you hear the word mulatto, step back, because Arabs are involved, because mulatto is an Arabic word, moled. It deals with the word for birth. You understand? And when the petition was made with George Washington for Moors who were navigators at the time, just not all of them were navigators, those Moors that were navigators, to come here to circle America with a fleet, this is in the book, research it, they said don't send any mulattoes. Meaning we don't want to get the light-skinned Moors mixed up with the dark-skinned Moors. You follow? So the Moroccans you see today were not coming. Only, and I have a picture of the military in there, and you'll see them in London, in France marching, the whole fleet that came. They're in there. You follow? But because they looked like the Malians who had sailed here, Can, Mansa Musa, and them before, they looked the same, just like in this room. If I go to Trinidad, or you go to Trinidad, or you go to Jamaica, or you go to Puerto Rico, you can blend right in, you know. The only thing that might distinguish you is you might start speaking Spanish or not speaking Spanish versus say, well, where you from? You follow what I'm saying? This is done. Or any person who's from Puerto Rico could go to Morocco and blend right in, and somebody starts speaking to them in Arabic, and they'll go, don't speak Arabic, and where you from? And they say, I'm from, Cuba or Mexico. And they'll go, oh. They won't know. It was a melting pot. This was convenient when selling people became profitable. You follow? And I ran out of fresh produce, meaning I started getting deformed slaves who were being battered and beaten in the passageway from Africa here. You see? They were deformed, broken arms, broken limbs, sick. Now, when you go into a vegetable store and you want to pick out tomatoes, do you reach for the bad tomatoes or the good ones? Good ones. Usually now, this is amazing, if you go into a large store, they have the good tomatoes here and the bad ones right here. They have different grades of tomatoes. These are the ones that are a little soft for y'all who want to spend a little bit of money, and these are good tomatoes. And you can reach in the bad ones every now and then and go, well, shoot. Here's a good tomato, and you didn't think you did something. Well, what happened is, when through the passage and the abuse, many of the slaves were deformed or beat up, mainly. I shouldn't use the word slave. Many of those kidnappees were abused. What they do? The watchmen were sent out as watchmen, and they watched the Moors at any gathering you had. And they saw you had nobility. You walked around with your fez on, this here one. You wore the tarbush to all noble events. You wore the fez daily. You follow that? And usually in the crimson color. And they would go there, and they would see the ones with Almac or what they refer to as Malian or Uganda or Timbuktu features, and they go, you, and they're writing this down with a catalog. And what would they do then is kidnap you, take away everything from you, and put you amongst the slaves, imprison you, abuse you to a point, not to the point of damage, and then put you on the slave block. I have to use slave block here because that's what they called it. And sold you. And then what happened is it became mixed up. And this is why if you look around, you see every kind of feature that you can think of. There's nobody here